Hi guys, before I get started on my prompts for April, I just want to take a little bit of time and finish off March. You can see I finished my tracker and I'm really pleased with the progress that I had made. I only missed 7 days out of the 31 and I'm really happy with that. I gave myself grace for those days to just accept that that's what happened and move on. So really all I'm going to do is I've printed off this full page photo. It's just printed on regular printer paper, so it's not the best quality. It didn't take a lot of photos of me actually being out of the house in the end. So this one will just have to do. So I'm going to trim it down and pop it in the pocket. I don't want to add too much to it because it's quite a busy page on the other side, but I grabbed these chipboard stickers from the Pattern Play kit from Feed Your Craft, and I'm just going to add those 3 sentiments, moments like these, and then just slip that into my pocket. I've got to fill in the reflections, but I'll do that off camera, I think. So for the month of March, my goal was to finish a book, and not only did I finish a book, but I started a new one and completely finished that, and then started a third one. So I was really pleased that I had put this down as a goal. It felt good actually achieving it. So I've got to add a little bit of journaling to both of these, and I did that off camera just to save you watching my chicken scratch. But I've just filled both of those in. March's prompt sheet I had just stuck straight to the page, whereas February's one I had added this backing paper because it was slipped into a pocket, and I really like the look of it, but I've well and truly glued this one down, so I'm just going to have to live with it, but I want to remember that that's what I'm going to do for this month, is add a backing sheet. So for this month's prompts, it was about asking yourselves questions related to your words and really taking the month to mull that over. So I have got post-its up around my house as suggested, but I also used this narrow alpha from Feed Your Craft to stamp out the 4 questions I asked myself just onto some little cards that I'm going to stick into my book here. Now, because April starts on this front page and I've got 4 questions, I kind of want to do something else at the front so that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 as a spread. And you'll see I've hit the middle of my book here and we're not quite through the middle of the year. So I don't know how this is going to go. And then I can add my prompt for this month on the left, and that means May will start on the right, which I quite like. So I'm going to end up creating a title page sort of thing, and I'm going to use the same foil paper pad that I have been using throughout the book because I really like it. There was this scrap of polka dot paper in the front there, and I figured I'll use that. I didn't want anything like too heavy in there, so the white works really nicely, and then it's got those beautiful copper gold foil dots. So I'm also going to need just a blank page to put onto the back of that so that I can stick my prompt down onto it. So I've just trimmed that out of the scrap paper that my photo was printed on. And when I say title page, I mean I'm going to keep it like really simple, like it's just going to be this pattern paper and Ellie's prompts that she had written down had note to self on them, and I really liked that idea, so I'm going to create a little header page, I guess, that says note to self. I had this unused packet of Snap Alphas, so I just rummaged through those to pick out a colour, and of course pink was going to win. I did like the yellow, but pink's always my favourite, isn't it? So I'm just going to spell out note to, and I had to fit self onto a second line just because it wasn't going to fit nicely. And then the only other thing that I'm going to add to this little page, I don't want it to be too busy, but I grabbed some of these like tiny word phrases, these Tim Holtz ones, just for a little bit of motivation, a little bit of positivity, and I'm just picking out 3 quotes that I think apply to this month. Personally, we've got a little bit going on this month, so I think these positive reminders are going to be a good thing. And then that's it. When I say title page, that's all I'm talking about. I'm just going to stick that in my notebook and be done with it. So I'm going to move on to my little stamped questions. And yes, it did take forever to stamp, and no, I don't mind. I kind of feel It's almost like a little bit sort of meditative for me when I'm stamping out things like this, and I feel like it did give me a good chance to actually reflect on those questions as I was stamping. So I'm going to stick them just at the top of the page, and I'm not going to add a lot of embellishment. I did pick out a few washi tapes, but I think in the end I'm just going to go with a single one, and I'm going to go with this highlighter yellow because I really love it. And that's all I'm going to do at the moment. Of course, I need the rest of the month to sort of continue reflecting on these questions, so you'll see me fill these in next time, I guess. I'm just adding them at the top of the page, and here you can see what happens when you don't concentrate while you're doing these. I did have to start that one twice, which was somewhat annoying. I'm just leaving space at the bottom of each of these pages to add my journaling later on. So now I can move on to the last thing for this month, which is to add another intention sheet in here. And this time, of course, instead of sticking it straight in, I'm going to make sure I add a backing paper. So again, I'm going through my gold foil pad. I really like the stripes, but I didn't want to use the same one, not directly after each other. So I just picked another busier sort of pattern because I do end up covering up most of it. I don't mind that it's super busy because you only see a little bit around the edge. Now you can see I'm very accurately measuring things here, just using my nail to mark the paper. It's not particularly efficient, I know, but it worked out all right this time. And all I'm going to do is stick my sheet down on top. Now I do need to trim a little bit off the top and the bottom. And then I'm just going to attach that to my pattern paper and then attach my pattern paper to my notebook. Not actually going to fill in this sheet at the moment. I do have an intention for this month. It's been an intention for a long time, but I'm so close to being able to share what that is. So for now, I'm going to leave this blank, and you'll see next time what my intention was. This is a really difficult prompt for me this month. There's not a lot of creating, there's an awful lot of thinking, and I tend to be an overthinker anyway, so there's a lot of time spent on these questions. I hope you're still going strong with your one little word. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!